Hello there. In this video, we're going to be introducing Lesson 2 of cse341. So Lesson 2 covers, again, quite a few topics, but at least this time we don't have to set up a bunch of stuff and then cover some topics. So we're going to be talking about HTTP requests and GET requests. We're going to talk about how we can test those using REST clients. We're also going to learn about how we can connect to a database from a Node.js API securely. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about how to debug a Node.js application, which is really helpful when you're writing a Node application, and then just a couple of tips about like architecture and organization and stuff that'll help you in the long run. One thing I forgot to mention in the last video: don't worry about this instructor thing right here. If you were an instructor and signed in right here, you would just see some teaching notes available right here in this lesson page. But as students, you don't have to worry about it. So. Okay, so some of the stuff connecting to API or connecting API to MongoDB securely. There's quite a bit here, and again, just like everything else, the learning material is optional. Okay, you're expected to learn this stuff, and if you want to go learn it somewhere else, you totally can. But we are going to learn how to use environment variables and how to secure like our Mongo database credentials and deploy to Heroku with all that. The videos down below will show that entire process and how to do that. The videos will also kind of demonstrate this node architecture and API organization at a very simple level. As our projects grow, there will be more directories and more types of files and things that we'll have. And so it will grow, but learning these best practices up front instead of just putting all your code inside of one file will really, really help you as your applications scale. So the team assignment this week is actually going to be pretty awesome. So you download the front end of a website and then you don't touch it. Okay, you're not supposed to touch the front end, but you look at it and try to figure out, okay, what does my API need to return in order for my front end to work? And as long as you're running your API on port 8080, and then your front end will be able to find that code if your API is working. So kind of a fun way to test it. Outside of that, though, the rest of this course, we're pretty much just going to use REST clients to test our code. Okay. So, anyways, but there is a solution here. There is a stretch challenge also to connect an API to MongoDB and retrieve data from a database. I would encourage you to give this your best shot. But even if you don't finish, please watch this video and look at this code on GitHub, because every single one of your assignments, pretty much for the rest of the semester, you will have to do this, okay? And so this code right here is actually a really good starting point for your projects, right? I guess not this front end part, but just this back end part is a really good place to start your projects, because it has a secure way to connect to MongoDB and stuff, and it's great. So it's a good starting point. And then for your personal assignment, you are going to continue with the project that you started in the previous lesson, but you're going to add a few more routes to it. And so this one, you're going to, create a collection of MongoDB and then create GET requests to return data from it. And so you're going to create a collection called contacts with just some people you know. Each person should have a first name, last name, email, color, and birthday. And then you're going to have a GET request to get all the contacts in your database, and a GET request to get a single contact from your database based on an ID. Okay, and then once things are working, you'll push up to GitHub and to Heroku, and those are the links that you'll end up submitting. Okay, the one extra thing that you also have to submit, or just include, I should say, in your repository, is a REST file for testing. And when I say that, I'm just talking about the file where you can run your REST API requests inside of VS Code. So this video kind of introduces that and shows what that looks like. And then this solution, if you look at this solution, you can see here there is this routes.rest file. Here's what it looks like. It doesn't really look like much here, right? But when it's in VS Code and I can use it in VS Code, I can actually trigger HTTP requests just by clicking on these, and so it's really nice. But anyways, so this solution is here for you. Don't rely on it too much, but use it as needed. Okay, I don't want anyone falling behind in this course. And so as you're working through these things, just do your best, and if you need help, feel free to look at this. Just know that the bulk of your grade is going to come with your final project. It's almost half of your grade will come from your final project submission. And so if you rely on these solutions a lot now, then you're really going to struggle to produce anything worthwhile later in the semester. But with that said, this can really help you to learn if you use it appropriately. Okay, so use this video, use this solution as you need, and yeah, so there's an introduction to this week. I hope you guys have a great lesson and enjoy it.